who's in the audience today, says the president has always been forward-looking. Even your president's conference is on the theme of tomorrow. So what does President Peres see himself doing when his presidency ends?
You know, I never thought that president is something which is being done. I think that a man that wants to serve the public, the question he has to ask himself is not what to be, but what to do. And when I shall stop being president, I won't stop doing. Don't make a mistake. And I don't. You know, I had many titles in my life. What am I going to do with them? To take them to the cemetery? It is the things that you do, and not the things that you collect are valuable. Now I can see a tremendous job ahead. I, for example, believe that since governments became so weak, global companies became more relevant. And you know, global companies introduced a new culture. For example, you cannot be global and racist, right? You even cannot be global and nationalistic. Even when you look at the economy, the paradox is that the national economy is in crisis, but global companies are thriving. And there are things I'm not sure that our own people know. You know, in Israel, you have 250 American largest companies in such a small place. Not because we are the greatest industrial country, we don't have enough space for people to become an industrial country, but because Israel is blessed with an unbelievable talent for research and development. You know, in Israel you have today 5,000 startup companies. And you know, there are some new fashions that people don't understand. You know, previously a student at the university thought he has 2 or 3 options. Either to learn a profession, a vocation, he can become a doctor or an engineer or something like it. Or he can, others got even to be lawyers, I don't know why. But he can also, you know, go to work for a great company, have a nice salary, and a security. But Israelis are Israelis. What is accepted is unaccepted. So now they organize themselves differently. 2 or 3 students are coming together and they make their own company. Their own startup. You know, there are today in Israel 16,000 companies like it. Small business, high tech, that employs over 60,000 young students. It has nothing to do with governments and companies. Many of them are fantastically successful. You have an exit just a few weeks ago for a company like it, $800 million. 3 students, 4 students. Now, what I see, I think that Israel is a great beginning, but we are very far from reaching our destinies. And I think what Israel should do, first of all, she must keep her moral foundation. I do not believe people say if you are Jewish or religious on both occasions. If you don't have a moral base, you are neither Jewish nor democratic. So we have to really implement the advice of the 10 Commandments and keep our moral foundation. But then this country is blessed really with individual talents, unbelievable. I'm not sure that we have the same talent in the state art. You know, just to give you an example, I'm going to eulogize Professor Weizmann this afternoon. I thought about it. You have 20% of the Nobel Prize winners are Jewish. But when it comes to the number of Jewish statements, we don't have the same proportion.
Why is that?
Because we are not complete. We have still to do things. And I believe that Israel doesn't have a choice but to live on our talents and on our own code and become a contributing nation. And now, just as you say it in a light way, you know, there are many Israelis that are started to criticize Moses. Says, what happened to him? Why didn't he take the Jews to Saudi Arabia? Why did he lead us to a place which is a desert, a swamp? And they're complaining. Well, if Moses would lead us to Saudi Arabia, we would be killed. We would become a lazy people. So he brought us to a desert. He says, my dear friends, you have to work, you have to create. And you know, we did without oil. They say the Middle East is divided into two sorts of countries, the holy countries and the holy countries. Well, we were a holy country, but we made from holiness a better life than others made from oil. Now to discover oil and gas, I'm a little bit worried about it. But thanks heaven, we reached a standard of living before we discovered the gas. Would it be the other way around? I don't know what would happen to us. And now we have to invest all the gas or oil. You don't produce, you discover. It's a matter of luck. Don't hang on luck. Now that we did all the other things, maybe it's not bad to have a little bit of luck. But you must be careful. So I see